Hi, welcome to Julio's Bar, and today we are gonna tackle a freaking zombie. So I start most of my videos with something like this cocktail. It's a really simple cocktail made of 3 ingredients. It's not gonna be that way with the zombie. The zombie is a freaking behemoth of a cocktail with too many ingredients, extremely complicated, and which I don't think it's worth making yourself at home. If you have a bartender that has all the stuff ready, all the juices ready to pour, then it kind of makes sense. But to make it from scratch, it's a pain in the ass. On top of that, there are several recipes that claim to be the original, and I don't really know which one is which. And all these recipes have at least one incredibly hard to find ingredient. So to make my recipe, I'm gonna have to do some planning to attack the zombie. So if you would care to follow me, please come this way. So welcome to Julio's Bar classroom. Today we are gonna tackle the zombie, and in this particular case I wrote down the zombie recipe I found on Default's guide, which seems a bit more reasonable than the classic one. This one features pineapple, which the classic one, which you can find on the IBA website, doesn't, but it kind of makes more sense. So let's start examining this recipe and let's see what we can do to improve it, or just to make it work with what we have in our kitchen and in our bar. So first of all, the juices: 30 milliliters of pineapple juice, 20 milliliters of lime, and 10 milliliters of grapefruit. This is fine, I can do it. We have everything we need, and so this goes directly into Julio's recipe. Then we have 5 milliliters of grenadine. I do have grenadine, but even better will be using 5 milliliters of Amarena syrup from the cherries from Fabre. So I'm gonna put down 5 milliliters. I'm gonna use what I have, maybe like 2 spoons worth. Okay, this red marker is crap. Let's switch to 5 milliliters of cherry syrup. Then we have 1.25 milliliters of Pernod anise. I don't have Pernod anise, but I have Pernod Absinthe, which is a lot stronger. I'm gonna be really careful to use a really small amount because otherwise the flavor will be overpowering. So let's say 1 ml of Pernod Absinthe. Then we have 50 milliliters of falernum. Now, I don't have falernum, but from what I read, falernum is just a mix of orgeat and cinnamon, which actually orgeat and a cinnamon syrup were in the original recipe. So what we're gonna do, we are gonna substitute falernum for, let's say, 10 milliliters of orgeat. I hope it's pronounced this way. And then I'm gonna put 15 milliliters of chica de piña, which is a beverage I prepare by boiling pineapple skins with cinnamon and other spices. Eventually I will have an episode about chica de piña, but for now that should be enough. Then we have the rums. So 30 milliliters of overproof puff still rum, and this one we have. I'm gonna use the navy something I have there. I'm gonna show you, which is overproof and it's pot still from Jamaica. Then 45 milliliters of Havana Club 3 years old. I don't have Havana Club. I actually don't have any Cuban rum, but I have a really good clear rum, which I just got, and it's the Diplomatico Planas. So we're gonna have 45 mils of Diplomatico Planas, which is a clear rum, but it's aged like 6 years, and it comes at 47%. So by using this, we boost up a bit the alcohol gradation we would otherwise get from the simple Havana Club. And so I feel free not to use an overproof rum as the last rum, but I'm just gonna use a normal plantation Fiji rum, which is not in this list at all, but I just made the executive decision of using it because I like it and it's fruity and I think it's gonna match the overall flavor of the recipe. So now that we have our plan down, let's get to the kitchen and let's start messing around with all our ingredients. So let's make some order and let's start assembling our really complicated cocktail. We are gonna build everything into this container because we are gonna have to blend everything with ice. So we start with 40 milliliters of pineapple juice and freshly pressed. I'm gonna use this tool I would normally use to press mashed potatoes. This looks about right. Let's see how much we got. 40. Perfection. Actually, it was supposed to be 30. Too bad. I pressed it. Then 20 milliliters of juice of a lime. So I'm gonna do slightly more than half of this lime. And I can keep using this one to press the juices so I don't get another tool messed up. It's not ideal. But we're gonna make it work. And then 10 milliliters of grapefruit juice. So I'm just gonna cut off the butt of this grapefruit. Let's see. Yeah, that should be about right. Okay, then, by the way, I borrowed Guilio's apron because during the zombie apocalypse, I don't want to mess up my usual apron. 5 milliliters of cherry Amarena Fabri syrup. I have here some, let's see. That looks about right. Then 10 milliliters of orgeat. This is the stuff that tastes like almond. Orzata in Italy actually is not made from almonds, but from the seeds of some kind of peach. But it doesn't matter, I think this one is made from almonds. Then 15 milliliters of chica de piña, which I made yesterday. And this stuff is delicious. I made it particularly concentrated because I want to use it in cocktails. And it came out pretty cinnamony this time. Lots of cinnamon. But it's good. Then Pernod Absinthe. Here we have to be careful. So I'm gonna get it onto a spoon because I really don't want to put too much. Just a few drops. 1 milliliter should be enough. And finally, we pass to the rums. Let's go with 20 milliliters of the Fiji Plantation. I love it, it's really fruity and nice. And it doesn't cost an excessive amount of money. Then we go with 45 milliliters of Planas as for our clear rum. Actually, I think this is the best product of this Diplomatico line. I also got the Mantuano, which I used before in the White Russian video. And I also got the Reserva. But I think this is their most interesting product because it's clear, but has a certain complexity to it, and the 47% ABV helps it both in a neat pour and using it in a cocktail. And last but not least, our overproof pot still rum from Jamaica, this Navy Island Jamaica, which is 57% ABV, and we put 30 milliliters of it. Ah, caramel smell. It smells so good. So now we have to blend everything with some ice cubes. I get the biggest glass I have. You will really need a Tiki glass, and then you will need the decoration of a Tiki, like the umbrella and all those cute things. I'm not a guy for those cute things, so I just get a big glass and I put in more ice. Then we put in all our blended zombie. Ooh. I guess I did a bit too much. And then we garnish with some fresh mint, which I'm gonna go and get from the terrace. There you go, let's beat a bit the mint. And let's garnish our cocktail. There you go, a zombie. I put a bit too much ice. That's why it came out a bit too much and it's a bit frozen look. But hey, cheers. Yeah, it came out a bit of a frozen zombie. I should have put less ice, but it's not bad at all. It's more than a cocktail to serve before dinner or after dinner. To me, this is like a lunchtime cocktail. Like you wake up at 11 a.m. while you're in an exotic location, you go down by the pool, around 2 p.m. you get hungry, you order one of these and a clubhouse sandwich, you eat, you drink, when you fall asleep, you take a good nap. By the time you wake up at 5:30, it's right about time to go to your room, freshen up, and go out and drink more for the aperitif. And at that time you can have like something more traditional cocktail like a martini or a gimlet. Something nice. I think the recipe came out about right, except for the ice part. The flavor I think is on point. The important part to balance is the orgeat, the absinthe, And those are the really two main ingredients to balance. The rest, I think you can pretty much improvise. Yeah, maybe the cinnamon, you also have to be careful about it. But for example, the other day I didn't have pineapple. I just had grapefruit, lime, lemon, orange. I just smashed all those juices together. I added orgeat, amarena fabric syrup, and some rum, mixed it a bit like a fair-like, and it was good. It's just that the overall excessive complexity of a drink like this, it makes it hard to calibrate exactly each portion of it. And in the end, because there are so many things, many small details don't matter like they would otherwise matter in a simple cocktail like a old fashioned or a Manhattan. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna finish drink this during my whole afternoon while I keep fighting the zombie apocalypse. Press like, hit subscribe, type your heart out in the comments down below. Shake yourself a drink, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Yeah, appearance wise, this one looks like crap.